Welcome back to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Today's episode brought to you by Perfect Sports Nutrition. It's all about draw attacking, what it is, how to use it, and how to set it up into your style and your strategy. In today's video, we're gonna really get into the detail on what is draw attacking, all right? A lot of times it can mean different things to people. And every time we talk about striking, everything is about aggressive, going forward, knockouts. But sometimes your knockouts will come easier with draw attacking. And I'm gonna explain that to you as we get through this video. But first, I wanna make sure you guys know about bazookatraining.com, where I give you full lessons, 30-minute workouts for home, for bag work, tutorials, and I just added some sparring drills. So you basically can learn all your martial arts from the comfort at your house for only $9.99 US per month, all right? So you wanna learn more about all of this stuff? Very easy. Here's just the teaser, the main detail, the main meat and potatoes is at bazookatraining.com. All right, so let's get into draw attacking. What is draw attacking? So a draw attack basically means pulling somebody in, okay? Now, the example I'm going to give is based on my career before I actually explain how to do it properly. So, me being an aggressive pressure fighter, in the early parts of my professional career, what would happen is guys who, they were more experienced than me, but they weren't those international guys like the Kareem Gajis, you know, the Holtzkins, the Bonds. They were more lower level, but more experienced than me. So I brought a lot of good pressure. And what happens now when I'm with Matt and I bring a lot of pressure, I get this, right? I get a shelled up, you know, opponent who's covering their head, you know, blocking their liver. So I would constantly chop away, and then eventually it would get to the third round where they couldn't take low kicks anymore. But my coach at one point was like, introduced draw attacking. And what that means now is I need to make my opponent feel comfortable like he's in control. So instead of sitting here just blasting things off and wasting energy hitting his guard because he's in pure defensive mode right now, what I'm going to do is I might hit my shot and then I might pull in. And then already you see him open up now because by him coming forward, he thinks he's gonna strike, boom, boom, and then I could attack off of him feeling comfortable. So, by using the draw attack a lot of times, you can get more finishes, right? Because when your opponent is so scared and shelled and they're in defense mode, they're blocking the most valuable parts of their body. They're covering their head. A good strategy with a level change, hit the liver, but if you want that big, spectacular knockout, sometimes it's best to pause, pull away, get them to feel comfortable. As they open up, boom, good counter shots, very effective that way, right? Another prime example, Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo, right? What happened? Conor pulled back, right? As a southpaw pulled back, Aldo came in, got aggressive with a big combination, and then boom, he got caught. Because of effective counter striking, right? Good draw attacking, and the good strike selection. Aldo got too aggressive, opened up, he got pulled into a draw attack early on and got finished, okay? So that's where the value of draw attacking can come in. Okay, so how do I draw attack and what are some of the strikes that I can draw attack with, right? So what I call the kickstand in fighting, right, is my back foot. It's my controlling. Too many people think the front foot is what controls your stance, your movement, but really it's an effective rear leg. And an effective rear leg is what I call the kickstand. So if Matt attacks me, boom, I'm already here, strong stance, big base kickstand. So that's already using draw attacking. I'm here, I pull him in, he comes in, attacks again. Here, I'm pulling foot. Now, say I'm approaching the back of the wall, Matt attacks, I can take an angle. I'm pulling him, I can circle, right? If I'm here, he comes in, I pull, and I'm circling, right? I'm still circling him into something. I'm getting him to come forward and get the illusion, and then I'm going to attack off of that. Okay, so strategies now when you got your opponent, you're pulling them in, you're drawing them in, what are you looking to do with that? Okay? Now, I'm gonna start slow and build my way up. I'm gonna assume a lot of those who are watching have good experience sparring and a good understanding of fight concepts. Now, What I would most likely do with a good draw attack, and if it's the beginning of the fight, would most likely be to draw them into my jab. So if Matt's coming in, I draw him in, and then boom, I could angle and I could attack off the jab. Draw him in, boom, boom, right? So I'm pulling him into my attacks. If he wants to come in this way, I can pull him in this way. You know, ideally, my favorite, if we're both orthodox to orthodox, as he pulls in, I'm moving and I'm angling to try to punch down center line, right? That's one draw attack using the jab, right? Or it can be a solid jab. If I pull back, boom. And see how I interrupted his step, and that's how I got the timing, right? So that step and the timing is very important. So if Matt comes here, come here, boom, right? I can meet him with the timing. So using the jab, very effective and safer at first. And then when the jab lands successfully, you can follow up and use different combinations, right? That's the safest, more intelligent way. And you see a lot of good counter fighters, right? If you're not a pressure fighter, most likely you're draw attacking, moving, trying to look for your jab, right? Even if you're a tall fighter, same thing, drawing people in for different attacks. Now that I mentioned tall fighters, let's talk about one of my second favorite ways to use the draw attack is with knees, right? If I'm a tall fighter and I'm fighting a pressure fighter, I need the pressure fighter to come to me, right? I might be taller, I might be lankier, but I have that reach advantage. I need him to come forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw attack. Now we're going to slide here. When I do this technique, I can do it in two ways. I can draw attack from an orthodox stance, so this way, pull, boom. When he comes in, now we get that train wreck effect where he's coming in and I get to punish. So that's me staying in my orthodox position, right? Drawing him in, boom. Driving that knee to the body, or I can go upstairs to the head and he's walking into it. That's why it's so damaging, right? The connection, both of us, you know, crashing in the middle. Now, I could also switch stances as I move back. So he comes in, boom, boom, right? Boom. And then whenever he comes and gets aggressive, I just attack with whatever knee on that side, all right? So again, I can move back with same side, boom, or I can switch stances, right? He comes in, I stand, switch, boom, and I open up and I can attack my knees that way. Okay, so using the draw attack to pull in and use your knees. Very effective being a tall fighter. Now, one of my favorites, I would say, has to be the big bomb in hand, okay? So you want to pull them in so you can land the power hand. So when I'm here with Matt, I draw, boom, and the rear straight has to be my favorite. Now, the good thing about that is when you fight someone intelligently, you have to be able to mix it up. So what I can do is here, pull him in, boom, I can hit the body. That's a very damaging shot, okay? Now, my advanced followers, this is where I play with the backstep attacking and switching stances. So if I'm orthodox, same side attack, whether southpaw, ortho to ortho, I might draw him in, switch my stance, come out here, boom, and now attack off of an open stance. Because I know my left straight's gonna do more damage, easier to break the center line and get that shot that I'm looking for. So I can pull him in, backstep, maybe use a hand frame, guess what? Bang, I drive that straight right down the middle, okay? So you can use the same side or switching stances just like the knee to look for that rear straight down the middle. Now, like all of our straights, it can be vertical, horizontal, cut down, that doesn't matter, but it's about bombing the rear hand. Now, MMA, no better way to use a draw attack than in MMA. If you're a striker in MMA and you're fighting someone who's a grappling-based fighter, you want to use the draw attack a lot of the times, right? A good, counter to a wrestler is pushing them backwards, right? You can use pressure fighting, but a smart fighter might adjust from pressure and draw attacking. So what I might do, I know Matt's gonna wanna shoot, probably grab a single leg, push me against the cage, right? He's not gonna wanna strike with me. So I'm gonna draw him in. As soon as he comes in, boom, I got my uppercut now, right? So that is the other way, using the rear hand to attack, right? So MMA, for me, one of my favorite draw attack is attacking on an up angle. So whether Matt comes in here, I might come, boom, See, smacked him, right? Or he might come in this way, I draw here, bang, I crack that uppercut, right? Now, any angle in MMA coming up is gonna keep the wrestler away from you, right? Just like those draw attack knees, pulling in, pulling in. If Matt goes to grab and wrestle, bing, I got that knee right to his face, right? And that's where a lot of times the wrestlers get caught. So using those rear attacks on angles, right? Because the wrestler has to come in this angle. So you meet him with something coming from that attack. Okay, now, just like all of the other attacks, those are my favorite, but they can be used for all of them, right? Round kicks, same kind of thing. If I'm fighting Matt here, right? Matt can come attack, I can step here, bang, attack off of that, step again, boom, knee, right? So that's how you can start putting it together in drills. I call them zombie drills. So Matt just basically walks forward like a zombie, and I use different backstep attacks, you know? Boom, different strategies, different games, right? Now, the key to good back, and this gets very advanced, is just understanding distance control and hand positioning. So a lot of times when I'm draw attacking, you know, I'm using hand control and movement and hand pin, right? This is all considered draw attacking still, right? He comes forward, I'm backing, you know, touching, angling, boom, moving, you know, creating back steps attacks. So just doing little simple zombie drills like that will just help you think about drawing and pulling your opponent in. This is a topic that can go on for hours, so I'm gonna stop it there. To learn more, to understand more about all the teaching and the concepts that I teach here on YouTube, head to bazookatraining.com and make sure you sign up. Right now, we're actually giving 25% off for the first month using the code Bazooka25, right? 25% off your first month. You also get a 7-day trial, so it doesn't cost much to try it out and gain full information, right? You got the tidbit, eat the full donut. Get over to bazookatraining.com. All right, so make sure you keep sponsoring the channel. Head over to bazookashop.com if you like any of the Bazooka merchandise. Perfect Sports Nutrition, link in the bio. Bazooka20, 20% off your supplements, and the sick Hayabusa gear, hayabusafight.com. And guess what? Just like every other video, we'll see you next time at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Boom.